priest, which one was it, David? No, may the blessings of the Lord be upon her. May the blessings of the Lord be upon you. We bless you in the name of the Lord. May the blessings of the Lord be upon you. We bless you in the name of the Lord. Amen.
And if she gets some rest. I really thank the people who have helped me with this retreat, because I gave a retreat just a month ago, and I'm still recovering from that. And so I really thank Arlette and Marlene and Joanne and everything, Karen, who's called a lot of people to get people here. So I really thank you for your help. Going through my notes, I've been looking for this because it wasn't on my computer. I found something I wrote. It's a skit I wrote way back in '92 for my acting, directing, playwriting class. And so I haven't read it. It's been lost for many years.
Kathy, I think you need to speak in that. Speak in here.
Oh dear, I want to sit there. Maybe I have to undo this.
Yeah, you can.
I have to turn it on too. How's that?
That is
Great.
Yes.
So I found this skit, and it says, I'm going to talk this. Okay, my talk is getting you people ready to receive the Holy Spirit. And see what you get out of this talk, and it's on forgiveness, because that's one of the biggest things for healing, is forgiveness, and filling yourself with the Holy Spirit. You get rid of a lot of hatred and bitterness and that, and cleanse that out of your system, and you've got lots of room for the Holy Spirit to fill. And so, anyway, I wrote this skit for my acting, directing, playwriting class, and it was on my trip to Medjugorje, which I went on Christmas '89. And I went out on the stage and gave this. Now I can't do it from memory. And when I was done, it was silent. No one in the class said a word. And afterwards, many came up to me and apologized for the bad language they had used in their skits. Some even quit the class because they did not want to be in class with me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what it was.
I wrote another skit on feeling God's love. And the director put me with a young girl in high school who wrote a skit telling her dad she was no longer going to church because she didn't believe in God. And the director put us back to back on the stage.
Wow.
Then she asked the other students, what do you think of this? And fortunately, a person in the audience said, well, one was from a very mature point of view, and the other is from the eyes of a child.
Wow. Wow.
And you know what? I next saw that high school girl teaching Bible class to her peers.
Praise God.
So you never know when you evangelize who you're going to affect. So I'm going to give you my skit that I wrote so long ago. And it's called Christmas Monologue. And it takes place Monday, December 25th, 1989. I'm not that old. 1989. Medjugorje, Yugoslavia. Stage is covered with rocks. How many have been to Medjugorje? You know it's covered with rocks. At stage right, front, is a tall, thin cross with a figure of Christ hanging at the intersection, and below his feet, on the upright post of the cross, is a small statue of Mary, his mother. Below the cross is a mound of rocks with wax remains of many candles. A few candles are burning. There are small handmade crosses made with sticks scattered here and there, many with rosaries draped over them. There may or may not be other actors sitting or standing or kneeling amongst the rocks, alone or in groups of 2 or 3. Some are dressed in bright-colored American parkas, others in dark-colored coats. Enter from stage left a woman, Kathy, age 42, wearing an English London fog raincoat. Around her neck is an empty camera case, a camera bag, and a Nikon camera with a zoom lens. She's an American, but with her European coat, she could be identified as any nationality. She stops as soon as she enters the stage and looks all around her. Well, here I am, Lord. I'm here. What do you want me to take a picture of? Look at all these rocks. They look too rough to sit on, and yet those people over there are kneeling on them. This rock doesn't look too rough. I'll sit here. Sure is a beautiful view. There's a church. Looks closer than a mile away. There's the vineyards I walked through. That man over there by himself sure looks desolate. And there's 2 women crying. This is a holy place. What are they crying for? And there's the cross. That must be the spot where your mother first appeared to the children. What was that? 8 years ago? Good. There's no one by it. I'll take a picture. Why did you call me here? And you definitely called me. First you killed my cat. I know you didn't kill my cat. You just let me know that it would die. There Thomas was on the top step, and as I went out the door and stepped over him, suddenly a voice inside me said, "Kathy, pick up that cat and hold it and love it, for you'll never see it again." I was too busy, so off I went, and I never saw Thomas again. And then this voice inside my head said very loud, very clear, "Kathy, go to Medjugorje and bring your camera." Listen, you got my attention with a cat. I wasn't going to argue. Of course, I could never tell anyone why I was going to Medjugorje. Who would believe me if I said I heard a voice inside my head? mother had a fit. Called me a stubborn, hard-headed fool, that I never listened to reason, that I never think of the feelings of others. God, I love my mother so. I do. Why does she hurt me so? Why can't I be independent and do my own thing and still be lovable? God, I'm so lonely. Here I am in Yugoslavia, alone, on Christmas Day. My boys are with their dad. This is my first Christmas alone after the divorce. If I was a lovable person, I'd still be married. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Here I am crying, just like those women over there. This place is known for inner healing. What am I supposed to do? Think these thoughts, these hurts, and wrap them up in a ball and throw them away? There. Bad thoughts be gone. I am someone. I am my own person and I follow my own dreams. Strange how peaceful I feel. It's probably because of that beautiful view. You can see at least 50 miles from here. Clear to that snow-capped mountain in the distance. Why bring your camera? Why was that part of the message? Are you going to show up in one of my pictures? I've heard of other miraculous pictures. People take a picture and they get home and they develop it and there you are in the picture. Or Mary inside of the church, above the heads of the visionaries. Or saints' faces appearing in the vines behind Visca, the visionary. You take pictures of churches and empty churches without people. I want pictures of people honoring my mother. Wow. That was a voice inside of me again. Is that you really talking to me? Well, I'll take pictures of people then. Won't hurt. There's a picture of a group of people kneeling by the cross now. Old lady, she's staring right at the sun. I'm not going to turn around and look at it. I might not be for me and I'll go blind. I've also heard rosaries turning gold here. That's why I bought a wooden one, so I wouldn't be disappointed. Miracles happen to other people, but not me. It's only silver ones that turn gold. God, I've made such a mess of my life. I don't know if my family will ever forgive me, or my husband, or my ex-husband, my boys, now from a broken home. But how about you? Will you forgive me? I'm sorry, I don't even know where I went wrong. Hey, look at all those people. I didn't even notice them coming up here. Well, that man just announced that there's going to be an apparition in a few minutes. And everyone be quiet. There's going to be an apparition. Be quiet. Oh, my heart. Shh, everyone be quiet. Everyone's looking at the cross. I don't see anything. My heart feels like a fist is touching it. Oh God, I feel such love. I can feel your love flowing all through me. I've never felt such love before. This is greater than the love I felt nestled in my mother's lap. This is greater than the love I felt in my lover's arms. Oh God, what love. If everyone could feel such love, there wouldn't be any wars. No more spousal abuse. No more child abuse. Oh, thank you. Thank you for bringing me here, of calling me here. Especially on this day of all days, on Jesus' birthday. The interpreter is speaking again. He says, Our Lady came dressed in gold, holding the baby Jesus in her arms. She said, we were called here for a reason, to return to our homes and tell all of what is happening here. And that she would be with us, helping us with our words, with what to say. My heart feels all right now. I'm not having a heart attack. It wasn't a bad kind of pain I felt. In fact, I didn't want it to stop. I feel like saying the rosary. What's this? This little silver medal. Where'd I get this? Oh, it's the medal the man in the souvenir shop gave me. It's a silver miraculous medal. Wow, look at that. It's turned gold. Oh, no one's going to believe this. No one. You stand silent too. Maybe I don't exit quiet. We were waiting for more.
It was something to ponder.
Yes.
Turn your mic back on. You turned it off.
I think you missed your playwright. Yes.
Calling.
Because that is very good. You did
Yeah,
well.
that's true.
A plus.
Yes.
Well, there's a story behind that, and since I have a few minutes. I was working on, this man had given me his letters and journals written between 1860 and 1880. And they were both sides of California and Vermont. And my job was to type them up. So then when it was 1,000 pages when it was finished, and he sent them out to movie companies. He sent them to the company that made Dances with Wolves. He sent it to the man who made the Civil War. And said, you know, you have the writers, you can turn this into a manuscript. And they wrote back and they said, you turn it into a manuscript and we'll consider it. And my friend Jim Denny said, I'm too old to do this. If you want, you can do it. So I went to the library and got a book on how to write movie scripts. And I says, I can do this. It's a whole different way of writing. I can do this. So he signed over the movie script rights to me. And I took this acting, directing, playwriting class to see when I wrote the scenes, whether people would interpret them the same way I wanted them to be interpreted. And as that, you also have to act, and you do everything in the class, not just be a writer. So I wrote a scene for this, and I think it was only 1 page long. And it was, Albert Denny went from California to his family hometown in Vermont to marry a woman, get a wife, and bring her back to California. And in 2 weeks, he had met Eliza, and she said yes, knowing him for 2 weeks. And so the scene I wrote was her sister telling her not to go with this stranger. You don't know this man. You don't know how he'll treat you. You'll never see your family again, because when they came to California, they never saw them again. And then, even though it didn't say in the letters, but I knew that this sister's husband was mean and quite older than her. And so I had in this little script, see what a man could do to you, and have her, her all bruised up. And the teacher said, Kathy, this is some of the best writing that's come across my desk. I want you to make a few changes, she said, and I know people in Hollywood that'll pay you to write this script, rest of the script. She says, so come back next week and we'll send it off. Okay, so she wanted me to say it in front of the class. And it's only 1 page. Back then I could remember so much better. I couldn't remember a word of it. And she gave me a cue. Nothing. And so I had to read it. And I went home at night, and as I lay in bed, I said the whole page. I says, Lord, why couldn't I remember this in class? And I fell asleep, and in my dreams, I dreamed of saying this when something took hold of my tongue. So I couldn't speak in my dream, and that woke me up. And a voice said to me, Kathy, thy God has plans for thee. Do not submit the script.
Wow.
You know where I would be in Hollywood. You know you've heard all the rumors. You want this script to... So God saved me from that, and instead I went and joined Sister Mary Matthew.
So much for Richie's horror.
And here you
Okay,
are
for the
today.
second part of this talk, we have the healing of memories.